once.
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Retired Ramblers. Just take care of a couple things. Thanks for all the support. It's been amazing to see how many people have watched our videos, the comments we've received. Having said that, what we thought we would do is share something with you today. It was breaking news, but we've been talking about it quite a bit.
We've told so many people.
So, with no further ado,
the next trail through hike is the Arizona Trail. And we just wanted to tell you a little bit about the Arizona today before we get on the trail. The Arizona Trail is one of the 11 national scenic trails. It runs from the Mexican-Arizona border all the way up to the Utah-Arizona border.
And roughly speaking, and we'll pop a map up here in a second, roughly speaking, from Nogales, past Tucson, past Phoenix, Flagstaff, through the Grand Canyon, and end up somewhere between Page, Arizona and Kanab, Utah.
About 800 miles, right?
800.3.
So we'll do that as through hike, and we'll take some side trails as well. Kind of, hit the high point of the state, the high point of the trail. Probably explore the Grand Canyon while we're down there. So it'll be more than 800 miles, but at least the through hiking element through the state will be 800.
It's going to be, you think of hiking in Arizona, most people, if you're not familiar with this trail, or hiking out west for the most part, is you think desert, and you think hot, no water, and that's kind of a half truth.
That's kind of what we were preparing for until,
in our minds we were prepared for a lot of heat, a lot of desert action, little pokey things,
lack of water,
no water, rattlesnakes, and this year Mother Nature has blessed that area with a copious amount of snow. As of today, I think today's the 25th of February?
27th.
27th, okay. The plateau north of the North Rim has over 100 inches of snow as the snowpack. And they're expecting more snow this week. We've been watching the weather. We're going to spend a lot of time above 5,000 feet. We'll spend, I'd say, not quite a third of the trail is what I would consider at elevation. Day one we go from 5,800 feet at the border to almost 9,100 feet, or between 9,000 and 9,100 feet. So the first day we're going to get a dose of it. They've received a ton of snow there as well.
So just be a matter of how much more snow they get and how much melts between now and then.
And the snow levels are going to be dependent on elevation, obviously. Right now, most of the snow is above 5,000, probably realistically above 6,000, with a little bit of snow. And when I talk a little bit, I'm talking 2 to 4 inches that you could still hike in. Not be all that comfortable, but it's still doable. So what we're hoping is that, one, we have a lot of water sources that normally wouldn't be there because of the snow melt, and we think that's going to be the case. We've got a pretty good water strategy worked out, and we'll explain that along the trail. The other thing is we have 2 food carries, and it's a logistical, it's not a nightmare, but it's been difficult trying to figure out mileages and how many days that those miles are going to take us. But we have 2 stretches that are over 100 miles each between resupply points. The first one, there's an option to get off the trail, I think going to Payson, I believe it is. That's 30 miles off the trail. It's supposed to be a hard hitch. difficult, expensive ride to get back to the trailhead, so we'll probably skip it. The other one is up north, and we'll end up at the south rim of the Grand Canyon. And between stops there, it's 111 miles, I believe, and there's absolutely nothing to stop at. So it's no joke. It's not like the AT last year where, you know, we could walk a mile or two off trail if we had to and find a town or food. I mean,
what we have is what we get.
Yeah, we'll be.
Which is going to make things a lot heavier to carry on that stretch. We'll have a full food supply, and if water is in short supply, we'll be carrying lots of water too. Yeah. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge maybe.
So we're starting the desert hike with, of all things, ice spikes and or micro spikes. They're not quite crampons, but they're not quite the little rubber stud things that you get for your shoes. We're starting out with ice gear to go to the desert. It's kind of ironic. We're talking warm weather clothes to go to the desert. Logistically, this is might be one of the harder trails to figure out. I don't think it's going to be that difficult once we get out there. We have a good resupply plan in place. It's just going to be hard, you know.
Yeah. I think my biggest challenge is clothes this time. I mean, yeah, we had to prepare for cold on the Appalachian too, but it wasn't the extreme. I don't think that we're going to get on the Arizona, where we're going to have the snowy and cold on mountaintops, and then the heat and the blaring sun in the desert. So I feel like I'm carrying more clothes. I don't know. I might have to try to get rid of some yet. I don't want to carry too much.
Well, we're scheduled to hit the trail March 11th. We think it's going to take somewhere in the mid 50 days, 55, 57 days to complete the trail. That might get extended a little bit if we run into a lot of snowpack and mud.
Or depending upon how much we play along the way.
Right.
You know.
There's plenty to see. We talked about the high point is about 3/4 of a mile off the trail. It's at over 12,000 feet. We'll probably try to do that if the weather cooperates.
We'll go through the Sonora National Park, as we already stated, through the Grand Canyon National Park. I don't know how close we get to all the monuments yet, that if we're going to take any side trails there, going through a lot of forest areas. So there should be lots to see.
There's 13 different, how did they describe it?
Ecosystems,
basically ecosystems in Arizona. It's not all desert. We're going to travel through 11 of those 13, which is going to be really neat to see the diversity and see how things change, you know, from place to place. One example is there's other times where we will hike through and be able to experience the largest single stand of pine trees in the continental United States is in Arizona. We'll get through there and see just a touch of that. We're going to see some mountaintops, snow, heat.
And look at all the animals we're going to see too. Lots of variety of animals.
13, 14 varieties of rattlesnakes. We'll have the opportunity to probably see 10 or so.
I'm sure they'll be on our trail. Scorpions.
Javelina, which we learned
in Texas. We learned about them.
In Texas, that javelina is actually not a pig.
Gila monsters,
Gila monsters.
Which is a rare sighting, but people do see them.
Roadrunners, birds.
Roadrunners.
There's...
then you get into, there's elk and...
blacktail, I think elk, whitetail deer, and I think there's some mule deer, but I don't know if we'll be in areas with mule deer. I'm sure as we get north, the opportunity to see some kind of sheep. You know, up around I know there's sheep in the Grand Canyon.
Mountain lions and bears. We'll have it all.
There's plenty of opportunity to see the flora and fauna, if you will. looking forward to it. We're gonna, if you followed us before, you know that we try to post along the trail. This one might be a little more difficult because the post, we have to have Wi-Fi. It's all technical, and it's
we're not going to have that many towns, so it's going to be a little bit harder.
We may not have much of a signal. Depends on who you talk to from out there. So we'll keep you posted. We will post videos as soon as we can and get those out to you. If you watch them, be kind, but please comment. Let us know what you like, didn't like. We'd like to, you know, continue doing this on future hikes and other adventures that we might, you know, take off and do. And just, you know, as part of it, just enjoy life. Get out, follow your passion. It doesn't have to be hiking. If you love to bowl, go bowling. If you love to play golf, play golf. Follow your passion. That's what it's all about. It makes you happy every day. So having said that, I guess
see you on the trail.
See you on the Arizona Trail.
The Arizona Trail.
So, ramble on, folks.
Countdown begins. So,
until next time,
ramble on.